A nursehound is a sort of shark. It lays eggs, which it attaches to weed or rock or coral. This is a nursehound. Some of them lay their eggs at Wembury Point, and some of them lay them in this gully, seen at very low water springs, where it's a bit shallow to snorkel. Join Tegan Console and me on our snorkel on the 10th of April. Perfect conditions, good visibility, not so deep you can't reach the bottom. Our first distraction is a first spiny spider crab of the year. I have to take a picture of that. Back to the dive, which took over an hour on the day, so I've missed some of it out. This bit is speeded up because there's not a lot going on. There used to be more egg cases at this end of the gully a few years ago. I've been diving this for 7 years now. Tegan helped out when she was at university, and she wrote her dissertation on the project, for which she got a first. Although it's a sunny spring day, the water on this day was pretty cold, 10.7 degrees. Visibility sometimes is not as good, really poor, as on this dive in January, where you really couldn't see much. No egg cases. It was really quite a horrible day. On this dive we found our first egg case. It's already been tagged, so we just need to record it. I take pictures of the tag, both sides, and a candled shot to see how the egg inside is doing. Candling is shining a light through the egg case. Tegan writes it all down on a dive slate. The idea of the tag is to identify the egg so we know when it's been laid and when it's hatched. And the number wears off if you do it in permanent ink. So what we use is a binary system, which you'll see in a minute, and you make holes in positions where the 6 is on a dice, and the holes refer to the numbers. So the first hole is 1, second is 2, third is 4, fifth is 8, 16 and 32, and then you just add the numbers together. So that one is 451. One side of the egg case and the other side of the egg case. And there's the candle shot showing the egg inside. Now our next distraction is a 15-spine stickleback guarding its nest, which we last saw a month ago. And the male makes the nest, and the female lays her eggs there if she thinks it will keep her afloat above the seabed and out of the way of crabs and other predators. They're normally quite shy little fish, but this one was hanging around, and you can just see it there. And here is a short video I took the previous month, and you can see the sticky threads that he uses to bind the nest together. While I was distracted by the stickleback, Tegan has found a new egg case. We need to tag this one. So she gives me the tag and the cable tie. I stick the cable tie through the gap in the tendrils, pull it almost tight, and then cut the end off, because we won't want to leave any more plastic in the sea than we have to. When the eggs hatch, we take off the old tags, and she puts it in the plastic bag for us to take home, and then I take the pictures. One of the tag. Now I can only snorkel on these egg cases once a fortnight during spring tides, so we can only estimate when the egg was laid halfway between the last dive when we didn't see it and halfway between the last one when we did see it and when it was hatched. And sometimes those help us identify the egg case if we've lost the tag. Now Tegan's found 3 egg cases altogether. Because they're bound so tightly to the weed and each other, it is difficult to tell which tag belongs to which egg case. The nursehound usually lays 2 egg cases together, and quite often you find 2 egg cases laid at the same time on one. In fact, these 2, although they looked as though they were laid at the same time, weren't, because we tagged them on 2 separate dives, and they were laid on a seaweed that had already got an egg case on it. From that we can infer that there is at least 2. So, your turn to work out what number that one is. You've got 30 seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. And time's up. So you've got the 32 hole and the 1 hole, so it's 33, so that's egg case number 433. These egg cases are quite a bit older than the others, so there's more stuff, biofouling, growing on them. There's the candle shot. And this little video shows a baby cat shark in a different one moving around inside the egg case and still attached to the egg. And it's time to go back. We did find 16 egg cases altogether on this dive, but none very different to those we've seen already. If we find one that is hatched, I cut off the tag, leaving the yellow cable tie behind so we know it has been recorded, and then remove that when the egg case starts falling to pieces. So it was quite a cold morning that day, and really I was quite glad to get to the end of it, get out of the water and walk back up the hill to home.